Let us talk about something that has irked so many Kenyans. It's something that I'm still trying to wrap my head around. I'm in total belief, I'm in utter shock that a whole president can have such a warped logic. And this president is none other than my president, the president of Kenya, President William Ruto. He made a decision that has seemingly put money before the sovereignty of his people, the people that put him into power. Anyway, let me build this case and then now we can come and discuss. Now, President Ruto and Donald Trump, they've made a decision, or they made a decision, because we are getting to know about the decision now, because apparently this decision was made in hush hush and we were not supposed to know. Anyway, for context, Ebola has been happening in Africa. It's actually happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And the US has this bunch of doctors that have been working in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And these doctors, they contracted Ebola. The doctors were taken to Germany for treatment. But now the doctors are managed. I would not say they are treated. They are not yet healed. But I would say that they have been managed. And now Trump called Ruto and tells Ruto, look, I have a situation here. And of course, this situation, there's a catch to it. There's an exchange that I would want us to have. There's a situation here. I have these doctors that were working in Congo and they have contracted Ebola. They were treated in Germany, but I cannot bring them in the US. I want you to build quarantine centers in Kenya because I want to protect the lives of American people. And guess what? Ruto agreed. Ruto said yes. Yes to the superpower. Your wish is my command. Now, we're getting to know about the quarantine centers now. So all this deal, when these decisions were being made, we were not involved. We're actually getting to know it now. And it's actually because the doctors are supposed to land in Kenya. Now, Ebola is a very dangerous disease. It's a highly infectious disease. It's been there in the past. A few years ago, it was there in Sierra Leone, and there's no known treatment for Ebola, and Sierra Leone lost so many lives. Look, in the eyes of these Westerners, black lives do not matter. So what does Kenya have to do with a lethal pathogen that we did not generate? In exchange for what? Money? So, as it is now, apparently, Trump promised Ruto $13 million. He also promised better health equipment to come to Kenya in exchange with that. Now, this has not gone well with Kenyans, and definitely we have been protesting in the streets, and we have been saying, no, you cannot bring Ebola here. Keep your people in the US. And actually, as it is right now, there is no single case of Ebola in Kenya. But now Trump feels like, you people, you deserve to die. Your lives do not matter. I'm protecting the lives of American people. Anyway, listen to this.
Why would you create a facility within my country and it doesn't serve me? Yet the same facility is going to host people who are endangering my own life. Yet if I end up contacting Ebola, God forbid, I can't be taken care of. Furthermore, the Kenyan system, I'm not so sure if they have their own system or facility to actually help me out.
Why do Americans think that their lives are so much important than the lives of Kenyans? So that they establish a facility in Kenya that is meant for only Americans. If they must be allowed to open that facility here, then it must be a facility that serves every human being in Kenya.
I think it's not good for the Kenyan people. Furthermore, the USAID funding was cut. It will not be a good thing.
When President Trump asked the government of Kenya to support them by having a center in Laikipia Air Base, I gave the okay because it was an agreement and a partnership with friends who have worked with Kenya for 30, 40 years. The American government has supported us. They have deployed huge resources in Kenya to work with us on HIV/AIDS, to work with us on other diseases. They worked with us on Ebola. In fact, KEMRI was one of the institutions that worked on research on the vaccines for COVID, because we have a solid partnership with America and other partners. So the facility that is at Laikipia Air Base is not a facility different from all the other facilities that we have across Kenya. We have 23 other facilities set up in Kenyatta Hospital, in the police hospital in Nairobi, in Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret, in Kenyatta Hospital in Thika, in Alupe Hospital in Busia, and in many other areas. And these facilities are meant to make sure that there is proper screening, and if there is any positive identification of people who have Ebola, then immediately they are isolated, they are treated so that we avoid any spread of the disease.
You know, I've been listening. I listened to Ruto explaining why he agreed to bring these Ebola-infected doctors to Kenya, and I felt that history has a way of repeating itself. And it's funny, it's deeply disturbing how white supremacy still remains a persistent force. Let me take you down history. Now, after apartheid in South Africa, there's a commission that was formed that was called Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And the idea was quite simple. We want to foster national healing. We want to bring people together. But now you have to reveal secrets. You have to tell us what happened, and we will give you amnesty instead of prosecution. And the idea was just to avoid mass imprisonment because so many people were involved with whatever was happening during apartheid. And the white people came forward and said that they inaugurated a vaccine that was to eliminate black people, like totally to eliminate black people. I am deeply disappointed in the president of Kenya. Deeply disappointed. You cannot put money before the sovereignty of your people. We're the same people. You're risking our lives. We put you into power and you're risking our lives. Anyway, I remember earlier this year, Trump called the African presidents and he told them that I have this deal. I have this health deal that I want you to sign. I have this amount of money that I want to give you, but in exchange, I want access to your minerals. Of course, there are presidents who signed the deal, but there are some African presidents that did not agree to sign the deal. I'm actually happy and I'm proud of the president of Botswana, President Duma Boko. He said, no, I cannot sign the deal. Trump called the president of Botswana to the US and told him that I want to see you in regards to this. And the president of Botswana stood his ground and told him, no, I cannot come to the US. I do not live in the US. If you want to see me, come to Botswana. That's where I live. Anyway, these are the kind of leaders that Africa needs. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think about this. My name is Wangari Njuguna and thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe, like, comment. What do you think about this story? Let me know in the comments section what you think. Let us have this conversation. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Kwaheri.